What's up? Rene here, the Forever Landlord. Today I got Matt with the Mojo Mindset, and today I'm going to try to convince him to start his own Skool community. And it's an offer I put out there. Anybody in the real estate space that wants to jump on Skool and start their community, and if you use my referral link or whatever, I'll personally help you set up the onboarding and everything I've learned. I'll work for free because your success is mine. I'm going to share the affiliate program with everybody and explain how it works and how Skool's different. It's not a transactional type of thing. It's basically if you refer somebody and they have to be successful on the platform and stick around, and you get kickbacks. If they ever quit, give up, and move along, you get nothing. So I'm going to go into this live with Matt, and we'll see how it goes. So Matt.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. I know we use the Skool community for the one rental at a time community, and I found great value in that. It's really easy to connect with members. The interface is very clean, lots of content for classroom and educational and kind of course content, as well as a good interface for the calendar. So I appreciate you kind of sharing me behind the scenes with the Forever Landlord community and what I can do to learn more and hopefully provide the most value to the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I like about Skool is it's very productive and it's, niche focused on certain topics and it's not distractions. There's no ads on the platform and stuff. So yeah, that's great. Good stuff. Anybody that gets on Skool, they can be a free user and you can create an account. You probably can't read it, but somebody's asking about the affiliate back in March of 2024. Sam Oven said, hey, we're working on it. He's the one that kind of founded it, and Alex Hermozi's a co-owner. And if you click down here and go all the way to the bottom, just recently, people are like, hey, get ready. We got this new affiliate coming out. It's supposed to be coming out in this quarter. And I want to explain the difference of what's coming versus what's already out there. So on my profile, I host some communities. I have Landlord Skool and Landlording Skool. It's free, and I help DIY landlords with their self-management because I've been self-managing for a long time. And I have a referral link, and I've tried to get other people to create communities. And this is only for a community owner like yourself. If you're going to pay to host your own community, you would have to pay $99 a month, and I would get a kickback as long as you are keeping your community on and it's successful and you're helping, people. But there's something new that's coming out. So, and this is the community we're in, and it's really active, and we're both paying members in this. But here's what's cool. If you refer anybody to this community, this is what's coming out. It's not out yet. But if you refer anybody to this, you'll get a commission because you referred somebody to a paying community that you're already in. The details have not dropped. Some things are subject to change, but this is going to make the ecosystem of Skool very productive where everybody wins. So a user can make money with a free account just by referring somebody to a community that they're in that's a paid community. And then obviously, if in your case, I think you have a lot of value, you and Jess, with what you guys do with your short-term rentals and even the Tesla cool, interesting stuff. So I would encourage you to actually create a community. And I just want to point out that I would not recommend just anybody try to create a community. It takes effort. I see how much you're active on other people's channels. You put your own content and everything, and I see the value that you can help other people. So I just want to make it very clear. Don't recommend anybody to start a community if you think they're going to fail. So that's why I'm definitely specifically talking to you to start a community.
No, looks good. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of taking it all in. Yeah, I know I've been around this like the Skool platform for a little bit, and to kind of see it grow as well as super easy to use as opposed to maybe the social media platforms. I think there's a lot of value in this. So really cool to kind of get the behind the scenes, Rene. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge supporter of this, and I love it. So thanks for taking the time to even hear me out, because some people write this off. I want to point out the about page. This is the about page. Obviously, you would have like your description. It's limited to 1,000 characters. And then you would put a video, like a video sales letter as the first tile, and you have multiple tiles. And this is what somebody would sign up with. There would be a button that they could join. So the about page is like customer facing. The leaderboard is it has different ranks, and you can name them different things to encourage gamification, where you get the members active. And then the members is this. You can actually DM people and you can see who's online. You can see where they're at with their time zones and stuff like that. And then the calendar, different type of events coming up. And then you got the classroom with all kinds of classroom material and stuff you could watch and check off. And the community, this is where all the action happens, where people post questions and people are interacting with each other, the members, because that's what's the most important thing. I would just like to take a pause, like, and just try to differentiate Skool from other social media. And the goal of a community leader on Skool is to get your members active, asking questions and interacting with each other. It's not a traditional social media where you're just scrolling and being entertained and just all the people that are making content, you're like, oh, nice. You might like it. You might do a quick one-line comment. But on Skool, it's different. You actually are encouraged to add your input if it's different. Have like some contrasting ideas. Say you don't like stuff, and then you have it back and forth. Because think about it on YouTube. You make a one-way communication video outward. You might say subscribe or drop a comment below, but that's a very short, like not in-depth type of conversation. And Skool's the other way. You want to go deep in the comments and you have lots of back and forth. And I'll just show you community time. These are the two that are owned by Rene. Then you see the one that I'm in here that's community leadership. It's $300 a month, or you can pay like $1,500 for the year. And this guy is a mad scientist, genius. He's the best. Look at the host. I want to show you who he is. His name's Calvin. Everybody knows him. Look at his activity. Can you see his activity?
Dude, that's consistency right there.
Yeah,
Man,
and
that's incredible.
It is, and he's got 3 different emojis. Most people don't even know about the emojis yet, but the emojis are really hard to get. I've managed to get the fire one. If you go to my profile and you see that I was active for 30 days, so they gave me the fire. But this
cool.
guy, yeah. So this is gamification.
Awesome.
Yeah, I want to point out, because I think I've seen a video where Sam Ovens was saying a lot of the engineers and software developers, all the people that he's recruited and he's put a lot of time and effort, came from like Coinbase and like video gaming like backgrounds where they make like games, and they know about gamification and trying to make it fun. So I think that's a cool aspect of Skool. But
yeah, wow, that's serious. Look at that, man. That's awesome.
So inside his community, he's the expert at it. 39 likes and 517 comments back and forth. That's why I was saying that you go deep in the comments and you have really good back and forth. And there's only 77 members in this community. So let me go to Matt. See, you can see your activity. You're kind of like, I guess it's like, shooting, shooting like a shotgun, and it's like all over the paper. It's like splattered. See if I can look at Zuber's activity. There he is.
Yeah,
you click his face.
That's some dedication.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you
that's
see,
pretty good. Yeah.
And you can see how much activity somebody has. But in your case, I can see that you're a member of One Rental at a Time, Up Level, Accelerator, and Strive for 25. And Up Level and Accelerator, those are Sam Ovens 𝓡𝓮𝓷𝓮 courses, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah. So that was that's kind of how I first learned about Sam Ovens prior to him launching and creating Skool. So it's pretty incredible to see the form that his vision took. So I'm sure there's lots of exciting things coming down the pipeline as well for this, because it's relatively new.
It's cool that you and Jess got a photo here. You got your good description, what you're about. You even changed your handle, because you can only do that after you get a certain amount of followers and stuff. So some stuff. Yeah. You got your links down here.
Just trying to keep a full profile. I know. I mean, trying to juggle lots of social media has its own challenges, but I think setting it up in the beginning for success really helps out, and that way you're sort of letting that flywheel kind of go of engagement. So it's just a matter of staying consistent, and so we're guilty of it as well. But it's good to see that we can track and visually see those metrics.
Yeah, dude. But what's interesting with you is you have a really good X. I follow you on X. I'm not too much on Instagram, but I have gone there to follow you, and I see all the content you have there. When I look at your YouTube and I see your social medias, I'm like, man, you have lots of value. And when you're out there, it's like fishing. You're throwing all these nets and stuff, and people are like, oh, that's cool. I'm interested in this. But if you would just add a small call to action, hey, join my Mojo Mindset Skool. It's free. You can start out a free one, and after you get enough people in it and helping, you can always convert that that group to paid. But here's the thing, anybody you get inside first, they're considered your founding members. Whenever you turn that button on and make it free to paid, now everybody inside has an opportunity to earn money if they go out and refer people to come inside the community. So that's what's really cool.
Oh, cool. So yeah, like kind of get like a mutually beneficial transaction there. That's interesting. Yeah. And so you might have glanced on this. So you have multiple school communities, right?
Yes.
Does it cost per month to, I guess, create a school community platform?
Yes.
Like, I imagine it does, right?
Yeah, it's $99 per month. So that obstacle that you have, if you can somehow get this affiliate thing going off the ground.
I think that's a good segue. You know, like to those maybe that have a small community, have a small following, they're thinking about, hey, what would a paid or maybe just a free community membership look like? I think you're targeting a pretty good audience, I'd say, in the content creation niche, right? Like everybody has value that they're trying to provide, but they just need to maybe channel it and focus and hone in that niche. And so I think this is a good message for those people out there.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was, in your case, because you probably are interested in maybe doing at least one community, and I know you're in the one rental at a time community, right? So it's $20 a month to be a part of this member. If you refer anybody, I think the commission, depending on what Zuber sets it up to be, let's say it's half. So if you refer one person to one rental at a time, that means as long as they stay there, you get $10 a month. So that means your charge for $20 a month to be in this is now just $10. If you refer a second person, now you break even. And then if you refer a third, now you're making money. So the idea is, let's say you start your own free. You don't want to do a free and a paid because you're paying $99 for two.
For two, yeah.
Makes sense. So you just want to start the free. When you start the free and you do your onboarding, let me go in here and show you the classroom, and this is my free one, and I do onboarding gel. I theme mine everything castles, and I think it's really important to figure out a theme and make it fun and no pressure. This is not regular social media. It's behind a private group, so none of their friends and family are going to see anything they ask, because I know sometimes Facebook groups, if it's dependent on this privacy settings, you might comment on a group and all your friends and family see what you said. So like, the point here is to have fun with it. So onboarding gel, you have a welcome message, and then you do a quick intro, and then you got the schooler guide helping people learn school. You talk about live calls that you do, daily activity. You can talk about the fire if you want people to be active, posting guidelines, the whatnot, and trying to tell people, don't be doing trolling and spamming, and also try to not do short comments like awesome, great, and then actually try to have some substance. You're teaching them the culture of school a little bit. Yeah. And that's this. No me, my, and I post. You're telling people how to use the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Some people don't even know how to ask questions. So you're kind of like helping them along.
Yeah. No, this is good. This is good.
And then at the end of the onboarding, they're done. They can request to have access to the next one. And this is the important one to start here. I have a little video where I say, let's go. And I'm doing pull-ups in my office. And I'm like, I'm excited to have you here. And I created a landlord. Yeah, I created a landlord quest. And the point that I'm getting to is eventually going to get back on topic is you tell them to introduce themselves, download the school app, invite 3 people. Here is what I was going to suggest. Let's say
I see what you're saying.
So let's say you focus on, I'm a free user on Skool. My first goal is to recommend 3 people into a paid community that you're already in. So then you get your membership over one rental at a time covered. Now you want to purchase to host your own community, $99 a month. So now your goal is like, how do I break even with that? So on your onboarding, and you want to somehow, once you get into the start here, say, hey, invite 3 people here, and then go one step deeper. I haven't added to mine, but when the affiliate comes out, I'm going to start recommending communities that I'm part of. Let's say I'm a paying member in your community, which I would gladly support you. Then I would, in my invite 3 people. Or the next one is join the affiliate program. I'm going to say, hey, if you want to start a community, I'll sponsor you. Or here's some other communities that I'm in that I would recommend you and I would like to refer you to. So it's another way of me trying to earn income to break even on what I pay for my $99 a month. And then, God willing, if I get good enough, later I can be successful and make money. But the first goal is just to break even.
Yeah. No, I like, and also, you made it very actionable, tangible steps, and created these kind of timelines or posts to shoot for these goals. And I think that's certainly a lot more attainable than just trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to be like one rental at a time, right? Pay $20 a month, blah blah. So like I think it's good to definitely start somewhere. So no, I think this is really good to see. I really like how you leaned into the gamification, leaned into the theming. I think that's awesome. Looks good.
But the biggest thing, even if nobody wants to use my link, or if you don't even start a community, I'm hoping that our discussion might inspire other people, or at least get you on board with Skool a little bit more, and try to, just support Skool at least a little bit more than you did before. And that's pretty much all the stuff I had to try to share and try to convince you. Can you give me some feedback? Like, what do you think? Like, if you were just like throwing something out there, like just trying to plan, would you ever start a community with Jess? Like, what's going through your head? Is it something that you're not ready for, or what?
For us, it's at first like a time commitment to say, hey, what do we want to dedicate and devote our time to, aside from, both full-time active duty military, full-time managing the Airbnb. Right now it's a little bit busy. We're in Mardi Gras season, so we're going a little bit above and beyond, making sure everything is clean, getting some extra goodies like king cakes and putting those nice small decorations. And so I think for us, really, it's trying to allocate that spare time aside from work to dedicate to a community, such a Skool like this, and what that would look like. And so I think it's certainly a discussion that we should have, because obviously, for us, our biggest thing is just getting your partner on the same page, right? So that would be a conversation where we'd both be buying in, right? Like it's tough to maybe offshoot or off brand, because that's not really what made our brand us, is not getting on the same page. And so I think once we have that shared vision, that shared goal, and the Skool community is something that we want to kind of bring into the fold, then it probably makes sense at that time. And so those would be some initial questions that I'd probably say, hey, like, what do you think about this? Do you think we can both dedicate our time? Is this something that you'd be interested in doing? Because obviously, as you know, right, you're working a full-time job and you're trying to do something on the side. It's really got to be that passion, because it's not going to be easy. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take that consistency, that you got to have that grit, that discipline, that fortitude to just continue pushing forward. And so if you don't have that passion, or you don't have that desire to really provide that value, you're going to fall off day 30, day 45, day 60. So I think to kind of push through maybe that initial resistance, it's going to take that kind of desire to and purpose to the fold. So certainly some things to consider, but I really like the structure and the kind of interface, because it's very, very clean, very simple to use. And I think it really provides a lot of value, more so than just another Facebook group, for example.
What I hear from everybody, we're all so busy, and it's just so difficult to do anything nowadays. And I get it. It's rough. I read a book, The Miracle Morning, and I started waking up at 3 a.m. and I was just sleep deprived. I did it for like over a year, and I would try to get in my gym session. I try to start my own passion project. Forever Landlord is what I started. 4 Delta means forever difference. Commit to something forever. So I've reframed my mind. It's like, hey, the 4 most important things that I commit to in my life is faith and Jesus, and that's important for me. And then my wife and kids, that's important. And then also health, eating healthy and going to the gym. And the last one is landlording, because I got to limit the stuff that I'm doing. And then when I reframe it like, hey, what are the 4 most important things? What am I committing to forever? No matter how long it takes, I'm going to do this. And another thing about Zuber's often, calling the older people in his following that have value to make their first YouTube video and you have some kind of value, get out there and do something. Because once you get the bills paid and you have financial freedom, it would be good to have a channel to add some value. So I would just encourage you to, try to make time. Even if you don't start a community, start like creating like an Evernote and start like a curriculum. Like, okay, how would I help somebody do what I've already done while it's fresh in your brain? Because what will happen, which I experienced, you're handling small problems now that later you're going to look back and like, this is minuscule, nothing, and you won't even talk about it because it's so minuscule to you. But when you first start out, those first obstacles that you're not notating, there's something everybody's going to run into, and it's good to jot that down and talk about it, because later you're going to think it's insignificant and you'll skip it, but it's actually something that you went through and the new people are going to go through it. So
No, dude, that's such a good point there. It reminds me of this thing. It's like the curse of knowledge, where it's like the more that you learn, right? Like it goes back to what exactly you just said, right? The more that you learn, like you learn these lessons, you solve these problems, but you're continuing down that journey. So like that second, third step, and you're on step 20, you know, like it said, you're like, oh yeah, no, we figured it out, but how did you figure it out? So like notating that, documenting that. And I think that's certainly what we've tried to do is to kind of like document to create. So like documenting our journey up until this point. But I think you're right. We could definitely take it a step further and and kind of codify exactly what it was. Because what comes to mind is like you're best positioned to help your previous self from like a year ago or 2 years ago, right? It was good to kind of hear that refreshing for Delta like priorities and focus. And it's so easy to fall off, right? And so it takes that discipline to kind of get back on track. So that was good. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, no problem. I would say it's very important, even when you niche down in real estate investing, because all too often I hear people, like new people, they're just starting out and they're like, should I do short terms, mid terms, long terms, or should I do co-living? Or maybe they start in one market and then they think this other market's better, and then they divert all their momentum and attention that they had going into one thing, and they're already switching and starting over going somewhere else. I'm a big proponent of, like, I like to harp on one market, one specific type of real estate asset, one specific term, like, long term. Just try to master one thing. I think Andrew Carnegie is known for a quote. He said, put all your money in, or all your eggs in one basket, and watch that basket. I think we've been a little bit confused with some of the common knowledge out there is diversify. But when you are a small fish and you don't have that much assets and a much attention, when you try to diversify the little tiny bit that you have, I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. It's insignificant, the advantage of diversification when you're a small fish. It's a big deal when you're a gigantic, huge hedge fund or some mega millionaire and you don't want all your eggs in one basket because you're worried about this industry going collapsing and it wiping you out when you're a multi-millionaire. But I actually think we have advantages if we hyper focus on one niche and we go all in on one thing and really disregard everything else. All the other stuff is noise. Even if stuff is shiny object and you think it's cool, no, you start with one market. If you can, stay in one market and one type of term, short term, mid term, long terms, and just master that if you can. And then that advantage could also help you when you start a school community, because I've joined many different real estate investing communities and I see how they're scattered, and it's like, what's the point of this community? They're trying to help wholesalers, they're trying to help real estate investors, they're trying to help landlords, they're trying to help real estate agents that are interested in investing. It's like when you try to help so much and it's that broad, it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, they're helping everybody, but really helping nobody at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting, man.
The one last thing, PS, timeout. I just thought of
Yeah.
it. Okay, what you can do, even though you don't want to make your own community, I would still encourage you to try to start promoting the one rental at a time. And if you get into any other paid communities, at least you could start making some money using Skool, and then you'll be encouraging the platform more and getting more people on the platform, and it'll make the platform better for all of us.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to start, right? Like to just kind of move the needle forward, so to speak. So yeah, no, I think it's a prioritizing kind of what exactly your social media platform that you're really trying to lean into, right? For me, it was sort of what was almost convenient, right? Just having X, because like, you're at work, you're at home. It's very easy just to kind of engage on there. And I think I'd certainly get a lot more, deeper value with Skool than just on X. So it's yeah, man, Rene, you got me thinking. You got me thinking, right? We got to contemplate these decisions. But no, this
Yeah,
was
man.
this was excellent, man. Thank you for
It,
doing this.
it was fun, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.